Ignore what's happening in there. You'll find out about that soon enough. In another video. Soon. What we are working on today, though, is something much less technologically advanced. Well, I mean, maybe it was technologically advanced for its time. And it's this little wood vise. I was gifted this from a friend who just messaged me and said, hey, do you want a wood vise? I was like, you know what? I've been looking for a wood vise. So yes, I would love a wood vise. It's a bit dirty, it's a bit rusty, but it all works. So there's nothing mechanically wrong with it. It's just, you know, it's dusty. It's got a bunch of surface rust on it. I've tried to just do a quick little scrub of some paint, and it's coming up okay. I was in two minds about doing anything with it. Like, should I just brush it down and stick it into our drill press workbench that we made over there? But I'm thinking I might do the full rust removal on it. We've done some rust removal on a few things now. I've done some rust removal on this DoSE shifter, which has worked really, really well. And I've done some rust removal on this plane, which we used in one of the other episodes, just to even out some wood. And it's working really well. Like, it's restored its life. It's back to working. Sharpen the blade and it's fine. But we're going to do some rust removal on this. First of all, I think we need to disassemble it a little bit. There's like these old vices worked. They screw under the bench, but then there's also this little trigger here, if you can see that. And if you push that, it disengages the screw, and you can. It's not really working. It's too heavy for me to hold. But what happens is, let's see. What happens is it disengages the screw, and then you can slide the vise open like this. There you go. So you don't have to like spin this thing 1,000 times to get it open for the right amount. So we're gonna have to pull it apart. We're gonna have to remember how it goes back together, and then we're gonna get some rust off it, neaten it up, get some more hardwood in the drawers, and have ourselves a wood vise. I'm excited. Let's get going. Let's take this thing apart. I'm doing it on camera for two reasons. One, because I think it's interesting, but also because I'm kind of documenting how this thing goes back together for when I need to put it back together. There's this little pin at the end, which if I can knock that out, moving it all, that's right in there. It has not moved. Let me get something for it. That is firmly in there. Let's we come back to that. We come back to that bit. Look how dirty that is. Okay, so that goes over the top like this. That holds the threaded part in. Now this is the bit that turns and pushes that out of the way. And you slide out. And that pushes against there and rotates. And this has a little threaded insert in the middle. This is kind of cool. And that clips into there. Okay, this is such a cool little design. Look, that's got a little bit there, and then that clips into there. So then when that rotates, it pulls it tighter. That's ingenious little design. But I need to take this out, and I don't know how to do that. We've kind of hit a bit of a snag early on. It's that pin. It's stuck in. I've tried hitting it with a hammer. I've tried hitting it with a punch. Apparently, nowadays, I think on more modern vices, they come with a roll pin, which is it's kind of like shaped like that, and it compresses and then can compress and contract. This is a solid pin, so it's going to be a lot harder to get out. What I'm doing at the moment is, if you can see the little cap in there, I've filled that cap because I don't have any penetrating oil or anything like that, so I've only got WD-40. So we do what we do. We do what we can. Try it out. First step. So I filled that. It's just squirted WD-40 in there. I'm just soaking it in WD-40. I'll soak it overnight. See if enough of it gets in there to loosen it a little bit. it's first steps. There are other ways to get that little pin out. I knew something was going to fight me, and that was the thing that's going to fight me. So if that doesn't work, I'll try to get some penetration oil. If that doesn't work, I can either grind it off and grind it off, make it flat, and then maybe use the drill press to drill it out, and then put a proper roll pin in there. It's not over. It's not over. Let's see how we go. Let's check in with this tomorrow. This thing's still printing, by the way. Okay, this has been soaking now for like 3 days because I kind of haven't had time to get back to it. So hopefully that's more than enough time. It rotates nice and smoothly now. I think it moved like 3 millimeters. I just had a quick look and it looks like it's moved. So we're gonna hit it another couple times. It's definitely on one side. I think we might be getting there. Oh, hey, there it goes. We got it. WD-40, a hacksaw, a hammer, a vice grip, and a punch. Then I think this can come off. Oh, look at this. That can come off. This is out now, which I think is all one piece. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. It's pretty damn filthy in there. But I'm going to give everything a bit of a clean first, I think, because I don't want all this dirt going in there. Look at this. You can now see the name. I'm in two minds about respraying this, like a fresh coat of blue, or leaving it a little bit vintage. I'll have a look at how it comes up once it's had its little bath. I still can't believe we got it apart. Okay, it's ready for vinegar bath. I'm going to do it tomorrow actually, because I don't want to sit it in the vinegar overnight. I don't think there's that much rust on it. There's just enough. It just needs to be loosened and then cleaned up, I think. So I'll do it first thing in the morning. We'll set it up in the bath, and then as I'm working throughout the day, I'll pop out and give it a bit of a scrub. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is a giant tub that I'm not going to fill with vinegar completely. I'm going to bag everything up and then build out inside the tub to make the place I need to fill with vinegar the smallest it could possibly be, and then fill up the bags versus filling up this. I'm going to double bag because knowing my luck, I'll put a hole in it. So we leave that one for, we'll keep checking on that throughout the day. This one, I reckon we check in on a couple of hours and see what it's like. I don't want to leave that one too long because it's got some fine pieces in it. This one's also got that long bit with the curve. That doesn't need much either. So we'll check on it and come back. If you could smell the smell in here right now, it's kind of like rusty vinegar. It's not pleasant. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is great. Now I'm doing a quick scrub of them. They will have to go into bicarb just to neutralize the vinegar so it doesn't keep being acidic on the parts and then causing more rust. So I'll just try and do this quickly. But it's got some, it's never going to be perfect, but it's 1,000% better. Alright, it's time to see how our vinegar solution worked on the big parts. Ooh, let's have a look. Ooh, I think this might be alright. Why? Oh, that's pretty good. That's coming up nicely. Look at that. And look, we're not doing a new old stock restoration. We're just cleaning this up. We're not going to machine down the parts, and we're not the YouTube channel that you watch for tool cool restoration porn. We just want to use a vise and make sure we give it a nice little home. That's mostly done. We are going to have to hit this with a degreaser, I reckon, as well, just to give a bit of a... There is some kind of caked on oil, which mainly in the bits where you do get the oil, it looks like it's, you know, once you get oil, it's filled with sawdust and whatnot. It starts to become pretty hard to remove. And I probably should have done a better job of that before I gave it the rust treatment. But we can do it after. Okay, I've thought about this for a few days now, and I've thought about one particular point of this whole project for 2 days now. Do I do a complete restore of this vise, as in new paint? Do I go 100% rust removal or tarnish removal? Do I shine these metal faces, or do I just take it to this level, which is all the grease is gone, I've de-rusted it for the most part. It's still got a little bit of tarnished areas, which I wouldn't necessarily call rust. I've water jet cleaned all the little crevices and things, so it's good, it's quality. I've brought it back to a place where it can live its life and, you know, continue on for another however many years it's been in existence. But I haven't taken it that next level. And one of the things I kind of landed on was this, like, I like stuff like this. I like things that show wear and evidence of use versus keeping everything shiny and prim and proper. I mean, like, we try to keep the workshop clean, but we don't shy away from showing wear on things, wear on the things we make and wear on the things we use. And I think that's where I've landed. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to get to this level, which is nice and neat. Like I said, still has some tarnish spots here and there, and we'll put it back together. Hi, how's it going? You might be wondering why I'm exasperated when we were so, close to the finishing line just before, like moments before. To you, moments bore, to me, a week and a bit ago on this, because I've been putting this off, but I've got to do it. You know how I said all I needed to do was find a screw for this vise, for this beautiful piece of machinery to put the jaws in? Well, I went to my local house of bolts, and I actually took the vise, I lugged it to there, and we tried a whole bunch of screws in there. The threads inside here aren't the best, but they're clean enough. We originally thought, because we were having trouble, basically, we were having trouble finding a bolt size to fit in here. We originally thought that, like, a couple of the threads were a bit screwed up, which was fine. We can retap. It's all good. But then again, the age of this vise is throwing up problems because we couldn't find a bolt with the right screw. It wasn't metric. It wasn't UNF. It wasn't UNC. So we're thinking it's maybe some old English standard, which makes sense given the era of it. Those bolts will probably be harder to source, just easily. So we kind of came to the conclusion the easiest thing to do, the easiest part, is to drill out the holes and retap them to M10. I got some M10 bolts. So you know what that means? It's not just I've got to drill some hole. I have to take this thing apart again. I have to take this thing apart again. We've got it, you just got it together, and I've got to take it apart again. Okay, it's fine. It just means, look, the hardest part is just hammering this little pin out again. Pulling it apart, sticking it on the drill press, drilling it out with I think it's a 9mm hole I need, and then retapping 4 holes. Am I nervous? Yeah, I'm nervous, because we went to this much detail. I could screw it up. But I think if we get it right, it's going to be good. Sometimes making it looks like this. Alright, 1 down. We might just see how this goes. I just want to try it with 1 hole. We'll tap it and see if it works, and then we'll just have a little bit of confidence for the next 3. We did a thing. We did a new thing. We did it. We tapped. We drilled out. We tapped. They all feel really nice. I'm excited. I haven't used my taps in such a long time. And it's all working. It's always a bit of nerve about tapping a hole. I always want to get it square and straight. And there's this change of feeling between delicateness of getting it to grab correctly, and then once it's grabbed correctly, it's kind of straight drive power going through right to the end, and then hoping the bit doesn't snap in the hole. I'm gonna re-put this together. We've already done it once. You don't need to see it again. Let's just get to the wood cutting part, I guess. As you can see, it's dark outside. I don't want to annoy my neighbors any more than I already have, so we'll do the rest tomorrow.
A few moments later.
Finally, after a couple of false starts, after having to take this thing apart twice, 3 times, twice, 3, I don't know, however many times, finally got it together. It's finally in the bench. It works. It goes in and out. I'm looking forward to using it. I'm looking forward to the additional tool we've got in the workshop now. I'm tired. This thing almost beat me, but we succeeded. So, lesson learned, I guess, is never give up. Never give up. No, just keep on going. You know, don't let old equipment die, because it's still as good as it was when it was made, and incorporate it into your workflow. All right. Oh, I'm getting up. I'm going to get a drink. Catch y'all soon. Look after yourselves. Go make something. Have fun. I'll see you soon. Bye.